Hey guys, getting kind of late Tuesday night, the 22nd of July, and wanted to talk to you guys. This is going to be kind of different from what I normally do. I wanted to come in and actually talk to you guys about something that I've been seeing happening in the community. Something that's kind of caught my attention, and it's been the disagreement between Hank Strange and Sam from Force for Freedom. The reason that this has kind of caught my attention is because a couple months ago, on Instagram, I saw the drama back and forth between, well, not necessarily back and forth, but I saw the same types of accusations being made by Sam against Eric over at Iraq Veteran 8888. So when I see those accusations being made against one person, and I see the person who's made those accusations now having the exact same types of accusations made against him, it kind of caught my attention. I will be honest with you, I've only seen really one side of this. I've not been able to catch any of the videos that Sam has put up. I've not watched any Yankee Marshall videos at all. I've seen some of the stuff back and forth on Instagram because that's where I spend the majority of my time is on Instagram. But in the videos that Hank has put up, I've seen the responses kind of fall into four different categories. They fall into the, hey, we support you, Hank category. They fall into the, hey, we support you, Sam, and your friends category. They fall into the, it's $300, get over it category. And the, hey, why can't the community just come together and stop fighting and, inside, this inside fighting, and fight our common enemy, the gun grabbers and the people that are coming after us and after the Second Amendment. And I really want to take a couple minutes and address the last 2 points, the money point and the community point. Let's start with the money. $300. I mean, Hank showed the check. It was $380 some dollars. So $400, $300, whatever you want to call it. Not a whole lot of money to a lot of people. And that's kind of the point that's been brought out. It's like, hey, it's $300. Have you gotten your $300 worth of drama yet? Let it go, kind of thing. And for someone who works for themselves, I work for myself. I've worked for myself for going on 20 years. $300 may not be a lot this week, but it could be everything next week. When you work for yourself, especially when you're doing something like what Hank does or what Sam does or what I do or any of us do, where we have to work for lots of different people, have lots of different irons in the fire, have lots of different things going on, there's no guarantee of when we're going to get paid. There's no guarantee that we are going to get paid. So this week we may be rolling in the dough and everything might be great. And if we're smart, we're banking some money for when things aren't so great and the money's not coming in or things are delayed for whatever reason they may be delayed. $300 in today's market buys an AR. $300 in today's market buys a fair amount of ammo to do some testing and make some videos. $300 in today's market pays an electric bill, especially here in Florida. $300 in today's market puts food on your table, depending on the size of your family, from anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. So $300, while seemingly a drop in the bucket, especially for the amount of attention that's been drawn to it, is $300. And Hank has made a point in all of his videos of saying, it's not the money. I don't care about the money. It's the principle. When I get the money, I'm going to split it in half. I'm going to give half to Gun Owners of America. I'm going to give half to Mage Touré. I applaud both of those decisions. I think that both of those are good causes to give that money to. And I'm pretty sure that Hank is going to be able to show us that he did it based on a little bit that I know about him. And I don't know a whole lot about Hank. He lives here in Florida. He lives probably about 2 hours away from me. I'm in Clearwater Safety Harbor, so I'm over by Safety Harbor Firearms, who's one of Hank's sponsors and one of the people that Hank does a lot of work with. I've not had an opportunity to even get out to Safety Harbor Firearms and see what those guys do. So I need to do that. I'd love to put rounds down range with Hank. I'd love to have a conversation. Maybe that'll happen. Maybe it won't. But from what I've seen from Hank online, from what I've seen from Hank in some of his videos that have absolutely nothing to do with guns, when Hank says, I'm going to take that money, split it in half, send half here and half there, I believe it. I don't know hardly anything about Sam. I know he's got a t-shirt shop. I know that he's into some other things. I know that he's been in the center of 2 different dramas that have gone on inside this community. One where he's been the accuser, and now one where he's the accused. In both of these instances, Sam has made personal attacks not only against the person that he's accusing, or the person that's accusing him, but against their families and their friends and their associates. That's not business. That's personal. You have a problem with Hank, you go after Hank. You don't go after Hank's friends and his family. You don't go after his wife. Hank's not going after Sam's family. Hank's not saying anything about Sam's children or about his wife or about... The only people that Hank is saying things about are people that have publicly come out in support of Sam and attacked Hank. So think about all of that when we get to the next point, which is about the, hey, can't we all stay together as a community? Let's finish up with the money. The money, at the end of the day, is not important. One of the biggest points that Hank is making is that he's not in it to get paid by Sam. He doesn't care if he got paid by Sam. Thankfully, he did. His point is that he doesn't want to continue to see people like you and me who may go and buy a t-shirt from Sam, thinking that that money is going to go to the cause that we believe it's supposed to go to continue to be ripped off, if that is in fact what's happening. I don't know. All I have is what Hank said and what Sam said. I've not made a purchase from Forge from Freedom. I don't wear t-shirts. I do button downs. So t-shirts are not my thing. I don't know what's going on there. I can't personally vouch for either one of them. I can say that if the accusations that are being made against Sam are true, then it may not be a good idea to do business with Sam. Just like when Sam came out against Eric, if the accusations that were being made by Sam against Eric were true, then it's probably not a good idea to do business with Eric. I don't know. I don't know any of these players personally. I don't know any of these players well enough to know if the accusations that are being leveled against them are true or not. What I want to talk about is the underlying principle of how we, as the rest of the community, are responding to this, and bring out the fact that Hank is not going after Sam to get Hank's money. Hank is going after Sam and exposing Sam for what he believes Sam to be. The jury's still out, and yes, we are the jury. Hank is trying to give us information so that we can make an informed decision about how we spend our money inside the 2A community. Take the information that's being given to you, think about it, look at both sides, make a decision. Hank's not saying, don't buy anything from Sam. Hank's saying, this is my experience with Sam. I suggest that you think twice about it. I think that Sam may be ripping you off. May be ripping you off. I have no proof beyond what I know, which was that he did not pay me. He did not pay these other 2 parties. And that's the same story that Hank has told in all 3 of the videos that I've watched. He hasn't paid me. Well, he has now. He has not paid these other 2 parties. Be careful. I think he's a fraud. Hank saying that, not me. I don't know Sam. I've not done business with him. Hank says, I think Sam is a fraud. Be careful. He's giving you a warning. Just like if you were running down the street and there was a big hole in the middle of the road and you weren't paying attention, and he shouted out, hey, be careful, there's a hole in front of you. You can believe him or not. You may or may not fall in the hole. The hole may or may not be there. It's a warning. Take it for what it is. Do with it what you will. Make your decisions. Now, on to the second part, the community part. Can't we all get along and fight our common enemy? No. That's not how community works. If all of us in the community were the same, if all of us in the community had the same mindset and the same goals and the same ambitions and the same desires, we wouldn't have a community. There'd be no innovation in the community. There'd be no growth in the community. And the community would frankly be boring as hell. Now, in any and every community, there are methodologies for dealing with people who don't belong in the community. At the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen to somebody who doesn't belong in the community is that they get thrown out of the community. You read the Bible, and some of us are religious, some of us are not. You read the Bible, and the first 5 books of the Bible, God lays out very specific rules and regulations for you to follow. And if you don't follow them, based on what you're doing, one of the punishments is that you get thrown out of the community. People who have raised children use that same principle. If the child's not doing what they're supposed to do, that child is taken out of the community for a period of time. In the Bible, you're allowed to come back in the community. As a child, once your time out is done, you're allowed to come back into the community. You're allowed to redeem yourself to work as and be part of a positive part of the community. So we're at a place where we've got 2 gentlemen who are going head to head. One of them's right, one of them's wrong. The one that's wrong needs to be put out of the community. And when they're ready to come back into the community and work for the community and with the community, instead of potentially taking away from the community, whether it be by impugning someone's character through false accusation, if Hank's the wrong party, or through stealing your money, if Sam's the wrong party, they need to come in and not do that, redeem themselves for the actions that they took, and be part of the community. This pie-in-the-sky dream of all of us coming together and staying together as this big united front and fighting against the gun grabbers is not going to happen. We need to accept that, and we need to understand that, and we need to work around that, and we need to work through that process so that we can be effective against the people that are coming after us and trying to take away our rights through abolishing the Second Amendment. And to be perfectly honest with you, it will take the abolition of the Second Amendment, the abolishment of the Second Amendment, to bring us all together in the way that so many people keep crying out that they want us to come together. That's what it's going to take to get us to all come together, regardless of all of our little infighting, and stand up against the people that are against us. Something that big. Until then, we're going to need to realize and figure out, we're going to need to figure out how to work together with our differences, with our infighting, to stand up to those that are coming against the community as a whole. And part of that process is getting the bad seeds out, because the people that are coming against us are going to come through those bad seeds. The people that are coming against us are going to use those weak links to tear us down. If we get rid of those weak links, if we put those weak links out, giving them an opportunity to come back in and be a strong link, then we as a community will grow. If we go through this process of culling the herd, of removing the weak link, then we as a community grow and we as a community become better. And if we practice the grace and mercy of allowing people to come back in and redeem themselves, then we're going to be a community that people want to be a part of. It's the same thing that happens in your family. You put your child in timeout. Some people don't do that. Some people do that. I don't know what your parenting style is. But generally, when a child does something wrong, they're removed from that situation, given an opportunity to calm down and decide to come back into the situation in a positive manner. Makes the family stronger, makes the child stronger. Same thing's going to happen here. Hank laid out in his first video, he said, these are my accusations. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. And if you're able to prove me wrong, I will leave the community. Hank volunteered to leave the community if he could be proven wrong. And he said, here's very specific ways to prove me wrong. Here's a time frame in which to do it. If you can do this, I will leave. Because that is the punishment, discipline, whatever you want to call it, that's what I should endure for my false accusation. if it were, in fact, a false accusation. So I'm not seeing that from Sam. He may have done it. He may not have done it. I don't know. But Hank has enough belief in his position to say, hey, prove me wrong. Here's how you can prove me wrong. And if you prove me wrong, I'll leave. One thing I've seen from Sam in response to that is the hashtag Hank delete your digital life. So again, not really the kind of stuff that I generally do. Wanted to come on because I don't know what's going on between Hank and Sam. I don't know which one's right, which one's wrong. I have my personal belief, but I wanted to talk about some of the comments that we're making, the outsiders, the spectators are making, and kind of address some of the things that I've seen in those comments. And I saw them with Sam, too, when he went after Eric with Iraq Veteran 8880. I saw the same types of comments being made to Sam, that get over it, it's X amount of dollars, get over it, the community needs to come together, we all need to unite as one whole, and et cetera, et cetera. No, we don't. The money is important. The money is important to the people who need to use it to live off of. And your money and how it's spent and used is important. And if the way that your money is being used, money that you're entrusting to someone else is being used, is against or is actually being misused or not used in the way that was promised to you, that's important. And you need to know about it, just like I need to know about it. I'm going to be careful before I do business with Sam, if I do business with Sam. I'm thinking twice about making a purchase from Sam. When Sam came out against Eric, I thought twice about doing anything, making any kind of purchase or doing any kind of support for Eric and for his group. I need to look into what's going on with Hank. Hank came out in his video tonight or today and said, here's my phone number. Text me. I'll make you fill out a form so that I know who I'm talking to, but I'll talk to you. I'm willing to talk to you. I'm willing to answer your questions. I'm going to take him up on that. I'm going to go, I'm going to find that number, I'm going to text him, I'm going to fill out that form, and I'm going to talk to him. And I'm going to do my due diligence to make sure that my support, whether it be monetary or it be in any other form or fashion, is being given to the appropriate people, and those people are using that support in an appropriate fashion. That is our responsibility as a member of the community. And by doing that, our community will grow stronger, and our community will grow more cohesive, and our community will unite faster to fight against the common enemy. Because at the end of the day, the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. And the only way that we can make sure the Second Amendment is not infringed is to make sure that we're strong enough to fight for it. So, guys, again, sorry for kind of ranting, raving, whatever you want to call it. Appreciate you guys listening. And as always, be safe, train often, get off my lawn.